This is United Kingdom Talk with Chris Reardon.
Morning! Yeah, baby! It's Friday, 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 Friday. Thank God it's Friday! Friday, 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 Friday. Thank God it's Friday, 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 Friday! Which was an excellent film. Didn't do too well, unfortunately. Good morning. Friday the 26th of June 2020. Good morning, gang. Welcome to this morning. Oh, I've got my keyboards the wrong way around. Welcome to this morning's United Kingdom Talk, coming to you live and safely, boys and girls. Safely, here we are, cocooned in this little studio, boys and girls, safely away from beaches. Why, oh why, would anyone want to go to a beach at the moment? Did you see the news? Oh my God. I can't believe how many people there were on that Bournemouth beach. That wasn't the only one. That was the kind of big story, wasn't it? The Bournemouth beach ones, although there were other ones that appeared to be just as bad as me. In all the papers today, a major incident was declared on Bournemouth Beach. And as usual, the moaners in this life are all on Facebook. Oh, the police and council should do more about it. What with that lot of people? What can you do? I tell you what we need. Water cannons. Old Boris should never have got rid of those water cannons. He should have stuck to his cannons. Oh, I'd love to do. Wouldn't you love to do it? Go on, be honest. You would love to push the button that releases torrents of water descending on loads of people on those beaches. Get off that beach. I'm liking the idea of that. Oh, come on. Get real, will ya? That's what we need. Come on. Have you seen children running around with those, oh, I don't know what they are, little gun things that they fill up with tanks of water, and they fill them up with these water things, and they fire them at each other. Excuse me, can I just ask a little question? Do they look like they're having a good time when children are doing that? When they've got those water things and they're firing them, hopefully at you. You know, when they do they look like they're having a good time? Well, imagine the great time you'd have pushing the button to fire water out of a water cannon. In fact, I think we should do the whole thing. We should have Boris and Priti Patel up there. They could come along on a lorry, you know, on a lorry, and old Priti Patel, okay, Boris. And you can see all the scummy people running around all over the place who won't stick to the rules. Oh, I'd love to see something like that. It would give me an enormous pleasure to get the water cannons back immediately. That's what we need. In the Daily Star and many of the other papers this morning, this is the Daily Star's take on it. A major incident was yesterday declared in Bournemouth after thousands. I mean, you've never seen anything like it. Thousands of people descended on the seaside town, ignoring pleas to stay away. The Dorset beach was crammed with sun-seeking Brits, defying social distancing measures in today's yesterday's scorching weather. And now the council declared a major incident. This was all yesterday, of course. Local services were overwhelmed. You see, they can't cope with that amount of people. They were overwhelmed as huge numbers of visitors arrived throughout the day, resulting in widespread illegal parking, littering the litter. Oh, do you know, it just breaks my heart. Not just a beach, but going out wherever you are. And every day I walk around a little section of houses here. Takes me between 5 and 10 minutes. No more than that. I walk around, okay, and I pick up cans and crisp packets. Why? Dog poo bags that for some reason, people like to hang on trees for some reason. I do not understand why they do that. They collect them and then they hang them on a tree. What the hell is all that about? I must admit, the more you do it, the less it happens. I don't know if people subconsciously see like an area that's kept nice and don't drop stuff, or don't drop it as much, if you see. On the other hand, it could be the fact that I'm walking around every day picking up little bits and pieces that I don't see so much. Because if you leave it for a few weeks, that's when you've filled up a carrier bag for the rubbish. And this is only over 4 houses. You imagine something like Blackpool Beach, or those music festivals that people go to. The litter in these fields is just astronomical. And I certainly around here, you know, while I'm walking through Bracknell, not so much in Lincolnshire. I gotta be honest, where my sister lives, in Woodall Spa, where my caravan is, in Chapel Hill, all round that Tattershall, all round there, you don't really see much litter. You do see a little bit here and there, but not much. Round here you do. This is a town. You know, how many times you've been on a motorway, driving along, and suddenly an empty bag full of McDonald's wrappers comes out the window and nearly hits your car windscreen? Isn't it awful? People just don't pick the stuff up. I don't get it. On Skegness Beach, they've had to put bins on Skegness. They don't use those. The bin's there. No, they leave it on the floor and walk away. The, what are they called? Little barbecue things. You see the smoke coming off the beach where people are taking a... why that's allowed, I do not know. Why is it permitted to take a barbecue on a beach? And they just leave it there. They just leave it there. It's disgusting. It really is disgusting. These are the same people, no doubt, that moan right to the council, and they're sitting there on their Twitter moaning about the rubbish and chuck another bag of crisps out the car. Anyway, as I say, there's pictures of it. The council leader at Bournemouth said, we are absolutely appalled at the scenes witnessed on our beaches, particularly at Bournemouth and Sandbanks in the last 24 to 48 hours. Irresponsible behaviour and actions of so many people. This is the thing, there's so many of them. So when people start going on about the police not doing enough or the council, what do you want them to do? How many policemen do you think there are in Bournemouth for those thousands and thousands of people? They're just ignorant scum. That's what they are. I'm sorry, that's what they are. I wouldn't go near there. Wouldn't go near there. If I was driving along to a beach or something like that and I saw all those people on there, I can't believe that people would actually want to sort of push their way on in between these gaps of fat hanging around all over the place. And there's a little inch for us to sit down there. And just try and squeeze in there. Down goes the blanket. Out comes the sandwiches, the barbecue, the cans of bit. There was fighting as well, wasn't there? Oh, yes, fighting as well. What's wrong with people? Why do they fight all the time now? I don't understand. Anyway, so that's the beach there. But not on Blackpool. But they might have been swimming in poo. Oh, no. I hope you're not having your breakfasts in the sun this morning. An urgent warning has been issued after 5 popular holiday beaches were swamped with raw sewage. You imagine you swim along, and you've swallowed a piece. Oh. It's disgusting. How awful. Pollution warnings were issued after a considerable, that's the words in the sun, a considerable amount of sewage began floating ashore in Port Towan, Godrevy, Towans, Millandreef, Seaton and Oh, it's all Welsh, isn't it? Is it? Oh no, it's in Cornwall, it says. And Gil and Gvas. I thought it was a foreign country at first. I thought it was a foreign word, dear. Beaches in Cornwall. Ow. Oh, you can't say that. Oh, you're really ignorant. You can't say that word. Get lost. The warnings come as thousands of British people head to the beach on what will be the hottest day of the year. This is yesterday again. The Met Office has raised its heat alert to 3. So that was, as I say, all yesterday. But there was sewage. The local surf life-saving surveillance patrol, and sadly there's not a picture of them. They're usually very fit people, aren't they? Running around, the girls and boys with a little board underneath, just like they do on Baywatch. Yes, perhaps I should do a little TikTok video of me running along a beach in a pair of Speedos with one of those little life-saving things underneath my arm. Perhaps I could have the music playing in the background as well. Would that work for you? Sort of, perhaps not, maybe. I don't know. The local life-saving surveillance patrol issued a warning on social media. There is a considerable amount of sewage around the surf club and lifeguard unit. Sewage has also made its way into the ocean. The lifeguards will be operating from a gazebo on the opposite. Yeah, they're very cheap, aren't they, gazebos? But it's that cheap they are. Put one of those in your garden. Wouldn't you just want to sit out there rather than go to this beach? God's sake. Sewage has made its way onto the ocean. And that's it, really. So you could be swimming around in sewage there. And as I say, with the fights, a beach brawl erupted again in the sun yesterday as up to 200 sunbathers fought in front of horrified families. 200 of them fighting. This is at Orcombe Point in Devon, after a neighbouring officer spotted the youths fighting on a day when British people packed out the beaches nationwide. And they're all fighting. What are they fighting over? Oh, you're looking at my bird. Looking at my bird. Oh, has someone nicked my drink? Oh, it's pathetic. Oh, don't you support the same football team as us? Oh, in that case, you're bad and you're evil and we must beat you up. Isn't it pathetic? It's just pathetic. Why can't people just get on? I don't understand it. Why, oh why can't they get on? Anyway, so that's the beaches. As I say, I have no interest in sitting on a beach with hundreds and hundreds of people, whether it's here or in Benidorm or in Australia. No, thank you. Nice quiet spot on my own. I remember going to St. Lucia some years ago now, and there was in the resort. We didn't really leave the resort too much because it was just so nice. Everything was there. It was like what's it called? Not self-service. You pay one fee. What's that called now? And everything's included. That sort of place, And there was like the main area with the pools around it. It's all right, I wouldn't say it was 5 stars, certainly not. 3 to 4 star, I suppose. 3 to 4 star, but it was nice. And I found this little cove, and it was a very, very long lot of steps to go down onto this little beach, and it was so quiet there, loads of space really, and I was be on my own there, with my mate. I was best man at one of my friend's weddings. Sadly, he lost his wife a few years later to breast cancer, unfortunately. But I was the best man there. It was a lovely little holiday, really. Fully inclusive. That's the words I'm looking for. Fully inclusive, yeah. We found this little cove and we went down there, just sat on the beach. It was lovely. Really nice. People kept trying to coming up and selling us coconuts. How many coconuts can you have in one day? And the food was okay. It wasn't mucked around with. Do you know what I mean by that? They hadn't covered everything in sauces and everything. So the roast beef was roast beef, not roast beef marinated in this, that and the other. Of course, when you go to one of the Caribbean countries, you get proper jerk chicken. Not like that what they're made in a fast food place here. Proper jerk chicken. Oh, it was delicious, dear. And all those spices that they use in the Caribbean. Very, very tasty. Mangoes all chopped up in the morning was lovely. All fresh oranges and things like that. I don't know where the oranges, they came from Barbados or somewhere like that. I don't know that. But there we are. Anyway, so that's the weather news, and still hot at the moment. I have to say I've got my air conditioning on in here, and for the first time last night, in a long time actually, I had the air conditioning on in the bedroom all night long. It was just so warm. Although I have to say, I don't think the little unit in the bedroom is working as well as it was doing so, because it did still feel quite warm in there to me. Did you have windows open all last night? Trouble is you get spiders coming in, don't you? I mean, if you're like Rachel, who is who is queen of TikTok on this channel. If you like Rachel, okay, you will probably like spiders. I'm not a fan. I'm sorry. Never really been a fan of spiders. So that's that. I did a short walk yesterday. Only went for a short walk, not even over the forest, just round here because I had a delivery. So I got out round about. It was about 10 past 11. About 11 o'clock, I managed to leave the house yesterday after the show. I went for a short work. I had to be back for 12 o'clock, so I had a delivery of my new Ring cameras. Oh, yes! I bought another couple of the security cameras from Ring, and I've put those up. It's ever since I had that dodgy-looking person outside my front door the other week. Remember? The other day, last week, wasn't it? Do you remember? That freaks me out a bit, so I got some new Ring cameras. One of them's up so far. Would you like to see it? I can interrogate it live while we are on the show. We're now going live to outside my front door. One moment, please. There it is. Let's tap the go live thing. Where is it now? There it is. There we are, outside my front door at the moment. Look at that. No, what a fantastic picture that is, isn't it, eh? It's got sound as well. Hang on. How do I do that? Can I do that? Yeah, so you can hear dogs barking and things, and that's outside my front door. And it looks right down the path, and I've got another one to put up out the back as well, because there is one out the back. It's not very good, so I've got another one of those, and I shall... Chris Reardon DIY Services will be... oh, God, dear me. Will be swinging into action a little bit later on. Not only that, they're both powered by solar, which is great. The battery's never going to run out. How fantastic is that? You plug in this... I charged the batteries first, put them in the device, installed it, and then you put the solar panel up. It's a small thing it is, and sort of point... It doesn't have to be pointed towards the sun, and that's it. It will work forevermore as long as there's not sort of some sort of internet breakdown or something like that. Absolutely fantastic. And with those Ring ones, they're not the cheapest ones, but they do appear to be market leader. And I've had Ring device now for, it must be coming on 3 years. My mate and my neighbour have had a Ring doorbell for 4 years, and we've never had any problems. I say that, my mate had a couple of problems with his, and they simply, the customer service is really good with Ring. Very good. You have a problem, you just communicate with them, and they send you a new one. Funnily enough, my nephew's got one as well, my nephew Gary, although he's had a little bit of a problem with his doorbell in that it keeps ringing. And there's 2 ways it rings. One way it rings, if you've got it set up, is if anyone walks past, as soon as it sees someone, it starts recording. You know, you have to put a little note up in your window and that telling people that there's a camera on and all that. So that's all good. And also, if you're going to do something like that where you can see down the path, you want to check with your neighbours first. Are they happy with that? Do you know what I mean? And I did. I said, look, I might get a camera. Would you be okay? Yeah, no problem, Chris. That's fine, you know. So you do want to check with your neighbours first. You can't just put something up for all to see, you know. No doubt there'll be... I haven't looked at your messages yet. I'll come to those in a minute. No doubt the doom and gloom people on here will be very negative. Oh, you can't do that. Oh, you got to have permission this. Oh, you got to do... Well, I've done all that. Too late. So you want to talk to them first, but they're fantastic. My nephew had a problem with his, as I say, when someone walks past, bang, it starts recording. By the time you've seen it, too late, it's got you. And there's no information stored on the camera. It all gets sent to a server, I don't know, somewhere in blooming Las Vegas or somewhere like that. And then you just bring up the pictures wherever you are, the recordings or whatever, you know, for which there is a small monthly fee that you have to pay for the recordings all the time. That's probably where they make the money, you know, something like that. But they're brilliant. Ring, and that's why I went with them again. You know, once you're happy with a thing, sometimes it's better to pay a little bit more. You know, perhaps one or two of you have got, like, I don't know, a special hairdresser, and you pay yourself £25 to have your hair cut, where I would just pop into any old hairdressers and get it done for, like, I don't know, 15 quid. But you're happy with that hairdresser, so you keep going back there. You know what I mean? Once the things... It's like Amazon. It's like Amazon, because I know how well they're set up and how quickly stuff comes. And if there's something wrong, you just tell them, and it all comes back, and you'll send it back again. That's why I keep going to them. Same with John Lewis. There's a large electrical retailer in this country. You know the one I mean, right? I would never go in there. Maybe to look at stuff. Don't buy anything in there. No, thank you. Dreadful customer services in there. Absolutely awful. Good. The shed repair, he never came back to me. I've been ghosted. Dear. Ghosted. So, I rung up another company who does maintenance on my flats, on my properties. I haven't spoken to them for ages and ages, because it's usually done through the estate agent. I thought I'd ring them direct. I said, look, and I couldn't find them. So I found another one, another company. I think it was called McAllister's or something like that. They used to be FBS, so I rang them up. So, excuse me, are you? It was the same address, you see. Are you the old FBS? Oh, that's right. Yeah, okay. Oh, okay. I've got a problem with my shed. Could you send someone to look at it? Yeah, no problem. We can be there Monday morning at 8 o'clock. First call. Yeah, that's great. What's your name, please? I said, Chris Reardon. Oh, is it Chris? Yeah, it's Lindsay. Oh, from FBS? Yeah, Russell's here as well. And they're the people who own the company. And they've done a couple of jobs, not recently, as I say, in the past for me here, as well as on the properties and all that. So I know they will turn up, they will give me a quote, and if I say go, they will do it. That's what we want. The trouble I've had before with people coming out, I tell you, I did it with plumbers years ago. There was a job to be done. I've got, unfortunately, if you're a plumbing person, I'm going to say 2 words to you, right, which will fill you with terror. Yorkshire Grey. Yorkshire Grey. You know what that is, don't you? Yeah, well, this house is full of it. Yorkshire Grey. Plastic pipes that were installed years ago when they were running out of copper. They didn't have enough copper or it was too expensive. So they installed Yorkshire Grey, which is plastic pipes. But over the years, it's become very brittle, you see. And if that goes, new pipes. Not a great job. Not a great job. Anyway, so people were coming around. I had a little bit of a leak. It was coming out gently. I woke up one morning, went downstairs, and I thought, what's all that water around the washing machine? Anyway, I cleared it up. A little bit later, it came back again. Anyway, I think it was 4 people I had out. And each one would come. You know, the first one, okay, I'll get back to you with a quote there. Nothing. But they don't tell you they don't want to do the job, or maybe it's a bit too big for them or something like that. Nope, they just don't turn up. They either don't turn up or they don't ring back or don't come back. They either don't ring back at all, right? Then you ring, nothing. Nothing comes back the other way. You leave a message, nothing. Then you get another one. Same thing happens. Then you get another one who might, you ring them up and someone might answer, oh, hello, I was trying to get a quote. Oh, sorry, Chris, yeah, I just haven't done it yet. I'll come back to you tonight. Nothing. Well, it's the same with this. Same with the shed. No one came back to me. Why is that? Why don't they just tell you the job's too big and be done with it? Then I can move on. But no, you wait, don't you? Well, I do. You wait for a couple of days to see if they're going to come back to you or not. It's just madness. Absolute madness. So there's another company, they're coming out on Monday. The only thing is now, of course, you know, so there's Monday, like next week I'm here, but the week after I want to go up to the caravan. What if they can't do it next week? Which I think it's very unlikely that they're going to be able to do it next week. I did mention this to my mate. He said, well, I'll let them in. And actually, the company, as I say, have done a few jobs for me before. I'm very, very unlike me, but I'd be happy for them to be here on their own. Because they're outside anyway. It's not like they're in the house or anything like that, you know, so they can do that. All right. Okay. Let's have a quick look at some of your messages this evening. We've got 11 likes already. Well, thanks very much. Because I've got a few bits and pieces to show you today, boys and girls. We have... one moment. We have something from Paul and Lou. We've got something from George, what's his second name? Brown. I've forgotten his name now. What's his name now? George Bond. And there's something from George Bond to show you, okay? So I've got just two photos to show you today, which isn't too bad. 11 likes. Let's ask for 23 likes today. 23 likes, and I'll show you those 2 photographs this morning, which kind viewers and listeners have sent into the show. Shall we say hello to some people? Jason Hughes, good morning. Hello, Michael Pullman. Heidi Young is in the house. Good morning, Heidi. Gary Davidson. Hello to you, sir. Mandy Davenport standing by, who is in charge of pain and suffering on this channel, boys and girls. Morning to Gavin Bass, who is head of Twitter reposts. Is that right, Gavin? Gavin Bass is, what's it say on here? Head of Twitter retweets. That's it. Good morning, Gavin Bass, head of Twitter retweets on this channel. Morning to the delightful Fran Green. Good morning. She got a pen. She won a pen, I think it was. Morning to Daniel Holmes. Your mug is in the post. I'll be very surprised if you don't get it today, actually, Daniel. Okay, that went in the post yesterday at about 2 p.m. Maybe it won't get here today. Unless it gets there super fast. Big box. It was quite a big box over there. All right, let's keep an eye out for that done today, Daniel. If not, probably tomorrow or Monday. Morning, Diane Jeb. Good morning to Peter Wright. Morning to... who else have we got here? You're chatting away each other there. Yeah, Michael Pullman saw how many people were at the beach. Was it the same for you, Michael, in Australia? You must get ready for the second wave. Don't get caught out again. Be prepared this time. Start getting all your food in. Tins and dried food you want in, ready for the second wave, because you won't want to go out. Don't put yourself at risk like other these other people there. All right, my loves. Morning to Adam LaPlummer, who is head of archive material on this channel. Morning to the lovely Denise Andrews. Look, Denise, I've got them here. They're here. I'll better get one up. So soft. Denise bought me these. So soft. Thank you, Denise. Good morning. Hello to John Aitken. Gary Butler's in the house. There's Gary. I was saying he has trouble. The trouble with his Ring doorbell was it kept ringing, and I didn't finish what I was telling you there. These doorbells do go off if someone walks past. Right, a little ring comes if you've set it up to do that. But they also go off, obviously, when you push the button. Well, he was getting false rings, as in someone pushing the button, which is I've not heard of that problem before. And in their case, they asked them to send the bell back. Obviously, they're going to take it apart and see what's gone wrong with it. But as I say, the customer services at Ring Doorbell is really good. Very, very good. And it comes... what I like about those Ring things, everything is in the box. You haven't got to you get the box and, I need a drill bit. No, it's in the box. The drill bit, the screws, the raw plugs, a screwdriver, everything you need is in the box other than a drill. You know, fantastic service on there. Morning to John Parrish, who's in the Pennines, who needs air conditioning. You need air conditioning, my friend. Morning to Adrian Richardson. There's Shania. Morning, Shania. Is Callum around, Shania? I know it's his birthday today. He's probably at work or something. If he's not there, we would like to sing happy birthday live to him. But if he's not, then I'll save it up for the end. What do you want to do, Shania? Let me know, darling. Morning to Paul and Lou. Do you want to see Paul and Lou's fish? Do you want to see that? I think you're going to be seeing it very, very soon, boys and girls. Michael Lawrence, morning to you. Hello to Fiona. Morning, Fiona. Just joining us probably over from Young Gary's talk show there. Morning to you. You live in Wales. Gary's in Wales, isn't he? Yeah. Last time I went to Wales was Cardiff to the Motor Arena to see the Barry Manilow concert there. I've got tickets for next year as well. It was supposed to be last month, but of course it didn't happen. So this month, I beg your pardon, the beginning of this month, but it didn't happen. So we're looking forward to going to that hopefully next year there. All right. Let's just scroll down a little bit there. Fiona is angry. She was reading the news about the beaches. All that sea life at threat. Yes, of course. Because if no one's picked up the rubbish, no doubt the council workers had to go up in that heat and clear up after those disgusting people dropping their crap all over the place. If they don't do it, it goes into the sea. Oh, here comes a little wow. Oh, that looks nice. Tries to eat a piece of plastic and dies. Awful way to die. You imagine, right, eating plastic and then not being able to go to the hospital without it being sorted out. Dreadful way to go. It must be, mustn't it? Morning to LaBelle, your emerald-eyed peacock of magic. Isn't as I've done my top button up today. I look a bit like, the mods, don't I? And the reason that's done up is because, look, this collar just does not sit right. Can you see? Is that all right? I mean, you watch, in a minute, there you go, one's dropped down now. Don't you hate it when it drops down, boys? It won't go up again once that's happened, will it? Especially not after 5 pints of lager, my loves. Let's put that back on there. Good morning to Park Nest. You're right, Fran. I agree, Mandy, because the people haven't respected the rules. We will suffer another lockdown. Oh, I've no doubt in my mind. When? I don't know. I don't know when that will be. But you see, if you were unfortunately enough, because it doesn't just affect them. You could be out somewhere and bump into one of these people. You could be out somewhere. So my personal advice was just keep your distance from people still. Just keep it going. Keep it going. Don't change anything. That's my advice. I'm not getting any closer to anyone. Certainly not. Very difficult to find anyone to get closer to than my age anyway. But You know how it is, don't you? But the question is, when will that happen? Don't know. You don't want it to happen in the winter when you get the flu. Terrible. Morning to Christopher Woodhouse. Good morning, Chris. Very humid. Thunderstorm is coming. Yes, it certainly is. They did say we'd have some rain last night, but I didn't see it. And I watered the garden last night knowing the forecast said rain. And I thought, well, if I don't water the garden, it won't rain. So I watered the garden, but it didn't rain anyway, so we haven't lost out there, have we? So I'm quite pleased about that. Let's have a look there. Morning to Mick Davenport. Morning to you. Colin Kay. Hello. All right. Is that everyone? Andy. Morning, Andy. Scrolling down rather rapidly there, my loves. A filthy peasant with us this morning as well. Morning, a filthy peasant. And I said hello to Mandy, didn't I? We said hello to Mandy. Sprinter Van is there. Morning, young Carl. Raining in Worcester. Worcester. Is that how you say it? Worcester. Raining in Worcester. I love your sauce, incidentally. You've got a lot of sauce, haven't you, Carl? It's raining in Worcester at the moment, so that will probably come. Michael says the second wave is already hitting in Victoria at the moment. Already restrictions on toilet paper and other household items. That's in Australia. Get your bog roll in, dear. I may have to order another 100 odd rolls just in case, dear. Nope, I didn't see anything from you, Fiona. If you've only sent it in this morning, then I wouldn't have picked that up yet, I'm afraid, darling. All right, my love. Just a little thing. I don't really use the Facebook Messenger much at all, my darlings. Okay, so if you ever send anything on there, it's unlikely to be seen before I come back on the computer. I uninstalled it from my phone because I've just found it very inconvenient. You just keep getting people posting repeats of like, oh, send this to 10 people for more hugs. If you pass this on to 200 people, you will get lots of money in the post. Oh, this is to raise awareness of people with one tooth in their head. You know those sort of messages? But no one reads them. No one ever reads them. People who are bored are sitting there just passing them on to everyone else all the time, aren't they? So I just deleted it from there. So now to read messages, I have to come onto my computer. So don't send anything on that Facebook Messenger. Use the email and then usually it'll be picked up. But if you leave it too late, I won't see it because obviously I have to get the show ready. I see a little bit from Fiona there. Oh, yeah, you sent that this morning about 8 o'clock. All right, Fiona, I'll get that on the system for tomorrow morning, my darling, all right? Tomorrow morning, we will show you. Okie doke. 24 likes. Morning to Sherry. Morning, lovely Sherry. Morning to you. Mick's very hot. He's baking today. Mick is head of baking on this channel, boys and girls. He does the cakes. No doubt he'll be sending in some more pictures. 2 other people have sent in pictures today. Morning, Mike Cullen. Morning, Mike. International radio star Mike Cullen is in the house. Morning to you. Okay, so here's the 2 pictures. First, Paul and Lou send this one in. Thank you very much for the likes, boys and girls. Likes for pictures. That's what we do. Likes for pictures. And Paul says, where is it now? We were talking about the trawler's catch in Skegness. And that, and I've always said to you, they do large portions in there. Very reasonably priced. Now, see, you were one of the lucky ones that got the wooden knife and fork. Sometimes I have plastic ones and they're bleeding useless. Absolutely useless, those plastic knives and forks. They just break. My aunt managed to get through 6 forks. Auntie Brenda, when we were out in the trawler's catch trying to cut her fish. And she didn't learn. She didn't learn after the first time that, just maybe if you push it that little bit too hard, it will snap. I hate plastic knives and forks, but these are very, very good. Let's just show you those again. See those plastic, I can just zoom in on that a little bit perhaps. There we go. That's better. There we go. Those wooden knives and forks are actually quite substantial. They don't break. And of course they're kind to the environment, which is great. But that's the size of the portion you get in the trawler's catch. And if you can see top left there, you go and help yourself to these large plastic things of tomato sauce, barbecue sauce. What's that white stuff there? That's mayonnaise, isn't it? Mayonnaise. It's not mayo. Mayonnaise is the words. Okay. All right. So that's all there, and there's a decent sized Porsche. So if you ever go to the Trawler's Catch in Skegness, there's a lot to eat. All right. Don't think you'll be ripped off. The other picture being sent in today by George Bond, boys and girls, who's been fishing again. This is actually quite a sweet picture. There you go. All right, there's George Bond. Doesn't that look lovely where he's doing his fishing? Eh? Doesn't that look so nice where he is? I don't know if that's 2 fishing rods there. I'm not a fishing person. I've never been fishing. Doesn't really interest me. Sitting there quietly on the side of the riverbank, I'd be all right there. I have a bit of a problem with a hook being stuck in a fish's mouth, and it's no use saying, "Oh, the fish don't know that the fish can't feel it." How do you know? Are you a fish? Are you a fish? So I have a little bit of a problem with that. But that being said, what an absolutely lovely picture of George there, don't you think? Standing there by the river there. How long does someone go fishing? Is it like hours? You wouldn't just go there for like half an hour and that's done, is it? Eh? I think that's just such a nice picture of George. So thanks very much for sending that in, George, there. Very kind of you there. All right, my loves. Heidi misses fish and chips. First on the list when I'm back. Do you go there, Heidi? Have you been to the Trawler's Catch in Skegness? It's great. It's not dear. So such good service, and the service is really good in there. He's always got a lot of stuff. I don't know who runs the place, but he certainly knows how to staff it. You're never waiting too long. Sometimes there might be a long queue in there, especially if you're going. Don't go during the daytime on a blooming Saturday or a Sunday. You're asking for trouble. The queue will be out the door. But that being said, it moves very quickly because he's got a lot of staff in there. Not only fish and chips, they do burgers. They do. I had one of the pizzas once. Lovely. Pizzas. What I have when I go in there is baked beans on chips. And we learn. My sister taught me this. If you order the chips, right, and then have the beans in a pot, rather than ask for the beans to be poured over the chips, you get more chips. Oh, lovely, lovely, lovely. I don't think they do ice cream in there. They should do puddings or something like that as well, I think. Make themselves a little bit more money. But he does well in there. It's sort of attached to a pub. As you know there. They're all liking those pictures there. Mike Cullen likes a jumbo sausage and chips. Well, I used to have that when I was eating dead animals. Jumbo sausage and chips. Yes. You don't really find battered vegetarian sausages anywhere, do you? You know, although a lot of the chip shops, I think they do vegetarian bites in Trawler's Catch and Skegness. Sometimes I have a pineapple fritter, which is quite nice. So, fishing. Heidi says it's all about the peace and quiet. I hike to some amazing spots to fish. Don't see anyone. It's great. Yeah, I'd be quite happy to sort of just sit at the river and watch it slowly going past. Perhaps, or a little tumbling waterfall, something like that, you know. Good. Alrighty. Heidi on Skegness, the one I like best is the one along the seafront, round the corner from the bingo hall. Yeah, I know. The one that had a fire. That's my auntie was taken there. I know the one. It's all been, and my sister says the same. Best fish and chips for miles. I think it was her who said the same. But they took my aunt to that one round the corner. We used to drive round there. See, when I was up there we used to go to Skegness on a Thursday, I think. So we go there first. Then we'd have a walk along to McDonald's, get an ice cream in there, walk back to the car. Then we drive around. I know where you are. We turn left at that bingo hall. Just after the bingo hall, go down that road there, and the chip shop would be on the left, wouldn't it? I know the one you mean. But why would we go that way? Because on the way home, I'd stop at Asda and get cheap petrol. Cheapest petrol for miles. Asda in Skegness. Always the cheapest petrol there. Morning, Rachel. Morning, Rachel, to you as well, okay? I have one more other photo to show you this morning, boys and girls. Now, this week, we had the Super Chatters raffle last week, okay? That's for the people who send Super Chats, rather. We have a free raffle for them every week. And last week, or this week, rather, Daniel Holmes won yesterday. And he decided he won the mug. We change the prize every week. This week's prize is one of our old backdrops from last year. That's the backdrop. but I said to you I'd get a picture of it in use from last year. So here it is. That's the backdrop we're giving away at the Super Chatters raffle this week. There it is. All right, you can see it better there, can't you? And that growth on my face. My what's her name? My nephew's wife, Stacey, she reckons I'm better with the facial hair. What do you think, gang? Better with the facial hair? I don't know so much. I think it makes me look old, especially as it's grey, you know. I know you can dye it if you want, but I can't be bothered with all that business. People dyeing their hair and having stuff done to their faces. No, it's not natural. So that is the backdrop that's to be won at next week's Super Chatter raffle, okay? So basically, every time you send me a £1 tip, I will give you a free raffle ticket. Okay, £2 tip, 2 free raffle tickets, or one of the Super Chat stickers, and you have a chance to win that at the free Super Chatters raffle next Thursday. That's the prize, the backdrop behind me there. And if you just have a look on the right, you see where the clock is, there will be a little hole in it there. All right? Will be a little bit hole in there. Okay? How dare you, Jason Hughes, a dust sheet. How rude! A dust sheet, dear. How rude! That will be displayed on someone's wall. Rachel wants it. Rachel wants it. Don't have it then, Jason. Don't have it then. John Parrish, fishing is all about peace and quiet, complete with nature. Mist on the water at 5 o'clock in the morning. Sounds of singing birds. Catching a fish is a bonus. I used to fish all day on the lake. Yes, see, I like the whole idea of the peace and quiet there, John. As you well know. You know, I'm not noisy all the time. Honest. Michael Lawrence likes those pictures. Oh, you had a worm. Did you have a worm in your fish? Oh, how awful. I had that. Years and years ago. I was in the Scouts. And me and my friend Philip and I think Charlie as well and Steve, we used to go out to the chip shop after Scouts, which was up Roehampton High Street in southwest London. I was sitting there eating this. Oh, no, what's that? It was a fried worm. There was a fried worm. No, I didn't eat it. Am I coming back to radio, says Mike. No, I don't think so, Mike. I just don't, no. I don't know why. I kind of don't really, not much interest in doing that really, to be honest. All right. Better without. There you go. No, people like it without. I thought so as well. No, we're not gonna. Now and again, it comes through a little bit, doesn't it? Just a little bit now and again, but no, I don't think I will. Sherry, you look like Jeremy Corbyn with facial hair. No, not really. I have a shower most days. Is it your anniversary today? Oh, 2-year anniversary for Heidi Young. Oh, God, 2 years. I don't think I've managed to stay with anyone for more than 25 minutes. It's just how it is. Happy anniversary to you. About to head out for the day trip on the paddle steamer. Oh, how lovely. You have a nice day there. On a paddle steamer. I DJ'd on a paddle steamer once. Well, several times, actually. What was it called? The Waverley. The Waverley. I think I did it 2 or 3 times. And it went from London down to Greenwich and back. Great big old thing it was with this steam going around there. This paddle going around. And I thought it might create a little bit too much vibration while I'm trying to play records. So I was prepared. And basically I taped the whole set first. I just played tapes. No one knows, as long as you stand there looking the part, people don't know. You have to be prepared for things like that, And that kind of worked quite well. It was a bit of a pain getting on and off the boat, I must say. Probably not as bad as it would be now, what with parking restrictions and all that business going on. And then one year, I got the flu. And I'd been booked to do this boat. And I thought, leave it. It'll be all right. And it wasn't. And it came to the morning, and I was so ill. And I had to call in sick. Of course, by this time, it was too late for them to get anyone. And I don't call in sick. Very rarely. It was too late for them to get anyone else. And they're like, would you know anyone else? And I'm like, look, I'm really sorry, but no. I couldn't think. Do you know what I mean? When you get the flu and I couldn't think. Anyway, I felt quite bad about that. And they never rung back after that. Well, it's just one of those things, But it was good the couple of times I did it. I've got a photo somewhere of me doing that. I'll try and dig that out at some point for you. Let's have a look at, was that, where did we get to? Adam the plumber. Adam, why does he say Adam the plumber? Have I missed something there, Adam? Oh, there's Callum Steele. It's Callum Steele's birthday today, boys and girls. Yes, morning, Callum. Morning, Callum. As you're with us live, you get preferential treatment on your birthday. Blah, blah, Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Callum. Happy birthday to you. Yeah. Happy birthday, Callum. Callum Steele is Shania's brother and Vex's his son on the Isle of Wight. So happy birthday, Callum. Have you got any gifts yet? Has anything arrived for you? Or is anything happening later? Is there a little cake? Is there a cake? Is it a little cupcake? Or is it a proper massive cake? What 10 people have to carry in? Don't let your dad near it. He'll have half of it in a go. Dear me. Don't let your dad near that cake, for God's sake. Once he's given it to you, take it off his hands immediately. Happy birthday to you, Callum. All right, happy birthday to you, Callum. Hope you have a lovely day there, especially for you from your sister and your dad and me as well. All right. Now, why is Adam the plumber has just put Adam the plumber there? Why have you put Adam the plumber there, Adam? Have I said something? I've probably said something and moved on, so I've forgotten what the hell I was talking about. Like the politicians. Rachel has been together with 18 years with her other half on Sunday. Oh, you'll have to tell us Sunday we're doing the bingo there. Lovely. Anniversaries. Wow. Fantastic. Lots of people wishing Heidi happy anniversary and indeed Callum happy birthday today. Good morning to Mark Jones. Hello, Mark. All right. Heidi, the Waverley is the best, Chris. That's where it comes from, Scotland. I lived in Scotland for 12 years. It was based in Glasgow. Had some fun times on it. Well, I did this go. I'm going back here a very long time. Very, very long time now, actually, Heidi. 30 years. 57, 47, 37, 27. No, longer than that. 27, 26, 25... 24. I reckon I'm going back about 33 years on that. 33 years. I'll try and find the photo of me and was my friend and someone else in the Scouts, Simon, and my mum and dad came on it as well. It was a bit too cold for them, so they went, underneath. They went underneath. The actual platform they put me on was above the paddle. I mean, it was so vibrating. There's no way you could play records or CDs on there. No, but it was great. Oh, it was so great. It was so great. It was so great. Paddle steamer. All right, perhaps I'll go on there if it's if we can move around at some point there. Mick's been with his other half 10 years this year. Armed robbery, yeah, you could say that. Denise, our wedding being a celebrity guest 17 years ago was Denise's wedding to my friend Alton. Was it 17 years ago? I remember Beaconsfield. In the registry office in Beaconsfield. I went to that, didn't I? I remember. Don't worry about that. Andy, 25 years for him next year with his partner, but she still won't marry me. Marry me. Why is that then? Why is that? Is that in case someone better comes along, Andy? Let's just scroll down a little bit there. Lots of people wishing Callum happy birthday as well. I think he's 17, 18 or 19, I'm guessing. One of those ages, I would imagine. Very good morning to Maureen. Maureen says, if the children were back at school, only half the people would be on the beach. Yes, you're right there, Maureen. You're absolutely right there. I think you're running behind us a bit, Maureen. We did that about 45 minutes ago. Have a look at your clock. What time is it? Are you on time with us, Maureen? Or did you just leave it a while to send the message as a matter of interest? See, that clock tells you where the time is here. So if you're a little behind it, well, you'd know about it, sort of thing, wouldn't you? All right, my love. Morning, Maureen. Callum, Dad says I haven't got any present for me this year as I've been too naughty. Naughty boy. Mandy, how old are you, Callum? Because there's an age. I can't go too low with the pain and suffering for Mandy. I have to just check your age first. Because otherwise you'll go to social services. Ow! Oh! Mummy and Daddy are hitting me. That's not allowed anymore. We couldn't do that. A slap round the legs a few times I got. Oh, it's Callum's mum's birthday as well today. Well, what's her name, Callum? I don't know your mum's name. I don't really have I don't think I have a connection at all with your mum, actually. What's her name? And I wish her happy birthday as well. Keep it in the family. That's it, my love. Fran's been with her other half for 28 years as well. Gosh, look at that. So long, dear. So long. I had something new last night. We were talking about chips and that. I had a different ice cream last night. Anyone tried it? The Magnum Ruby Red ice cream. Oh, lovely. A little taste of raspberries in there. Very nice, I must say. And it's red. Or it's like a pinky red colour. It's not pink, it's not red. It's in between the two. What colour's that? Is there a name for that? I don't know what that is. But, yeah, you take the foil off and it's red. Oh, it's absolutely delicious. I took one round to my mate. I had to pop up to my mate's house yesterday in the afternoon. Oh, it was so hot on my bike in the afternoon. And I stopped over at the newsagent to pick up a couple of ice cream. On goes the mask. Oh, yes, I won't go in the shop without a mask on. Elaine, happy birthday today to Elaine. That's Callum's mum this morning. Morning, Elaine. Happy birthday to you, my dear. Elaine's birthday as well today. Shania says it's an expensive month for me. Yeah, well, what have you got in then? What have you got, Callum? Sisters can... is he not getting anything from anyone? Because he's been a naughty boy. A naughty boy. Tell him, Shania, tell him. Good. Yeah, so try one of those. Lovely Magnum Ruby Red ice cream. But it was like £4 something for two. How is that? How is it £2 for a tiny bit of ice cream? And they get smaller every year, don't they? How is it £2 for a tiny bit of ice cream in a foil wrapper? Shocking. I paid with my... Well, I couldn't pay with my Apple Pay. Oh, is it American Express? Oh, we don't take American Express. Let's use my other bank card. Morning, Joe. Probably the colour is ruby. There's a clue in the name. Oh, you could be right there, Joe. It's the colour ruby. Yeah, fair comment. Fair comment there. Something for you to watch on the telly. Make Me Famous. I think it was on the telly last night. It's on the iPlayer. And it's about this lad. And he goes on one of those ghastly reality TV shows. Something made up for the programme. The reality TV show was called Love or Lust, which doesn't exist. It's a bit like Love Island. And he goes on there. You don't really see him on there much. And his life after that. Right, so it shows you him being interviewed to go on the programme, the sort of process that they go through and all that. And then after the show, what he goes through immediately after the show is very, very famous. Everyone recognises him. It happens to me now, to be honest. It happens to me all the time. You know, you're walking down the street. You know, you can't get from one end of my road to the other, actually, to be honest, for people wanting selfies. Oh, hi, Chris, can I have a selfie? Can I have a selfie? And, you know, and they're like that with the camera straight. Well, I don't mind. It's one of the things that you have to do when you're an international television personality like I am. You know, other people on smaller YouTube channels, it doesn't really happen to them, you know. My sister doesn't really get it at all. Or my nephew, my brother-in-law. I get it a lot, you know. Can't move from one place to the other without, oh, could I have a selfie? Yeah. And, you know, oh, yeah, that's okay. Come over, have a selfie. You know, I get it all the time. But and it happens to this boy. And he goes opening nightclubs and things like that. And he gets that for a year. And then the new series comes along, right? And very quickly, he's forgotten. Of course, in this day of age, you've got the ghastly Twitter to contend with. So he's on the telly, really popular. Oh, wow, we always love you. All these tweets coming in. And then they turn on him. And it's horrible. And he tries to kill himself. It's absolutely horrible what happens to some of these reality TV shows, TV stars. And they all want to be on it. All these kids want to be on Love Island or X Factor. Britain's Got No Talent. You know, all these things. They all want to be on there. And then the world, for a while, sometimes the world is with them. And then they turn on them. And it's the most awful thing. So do watch that. It's very good. It's called Make Me Famous on the Billy iPlayer. The main character is Billy Fearon. Billy Fearon, who plays this absolutely drop-dead gorgeous lad who has all the fame and all that. The next series comes along and he's forgotten. Oh, so much better than Billy last year. This is what people are like on tapping on Twitter and things like that. It's awful. Absolutely awful. There we go. I just ignore it. I've had it before, and I just quickly block people who are a little bit like that, you know. Awful. Gary says, remember at that time at the seaside when I got recognised and you didn't, and I have a YouTube channel? I don't remember that, Gary. Did that happen? Did that happen? Don't remember, Gary. Gary, we was in... where was it, Gary? What's the name of the place? We went on the little train, didn't we? Mablethorpe. We was in Mablethorpe. And, yeah. We were down this horrible place, really. The seafront's great. The seafront, they've all done it all up the seafront. But the shops are a little bit run down, right? And we're walking along now and Gary got recognised. I didn't. Rude. Never mind. Never mind up. Now, if you're going to buy some stuff in Tesco's, you might want to check your fresh fruit and vegetable in the Daily Mirror today. Radio presenter Sam Darlaston, I don't know who he is, was shocked to discover caterpillars inside not one, but 2 packs of broccoli he purchased from his local Tesco supermarket. Wow. That's not unusual though, is it? Come on. I mean, I've found things in lettuce and stuff like that before, haven't you? It's just one of those things, you know. Anyway, it says in the Daily Mirror, finding bugs in your food is never exactly a pleasant experience, but one man has managed to turn his situation around for the best. He's on Kiss, and he took to Twitter and goes on Twitter to let Tesco know he had unexpected guests stow away in his shopping. Why didn't you just ring them up and get yourself another packet of broccoli instead of having to tell the whole world on Twitter about it? Why is that? Once home, he realised there were caterpillars inside his packet of broccoli. Sharing a photo on social media, "Hey Tesco, I was about to cook my favourite vegetable, all the time broccoli, and left unwrapping it. To my surprise, I found caterpillars. They're really nice and we've ended up keeping one as a pet." And naming him. Perhaps my nephew can find caterpillars as well as the mice running around in his bedroom at the moment. But as a heads up, some of your broccoli has caterpillars. There's pictures of the caterpillar on the broccoli. Well, it's hardly surprising, is it really? It does happen now and again. It's one of those things. There's lots of things that happen now that people get so uptight and irate about that we always classed as children as just one of those things, don't we? You know? It says, in case anyone's interested, the name we've got is Cedric the caterpillar. He's from Spain, at least we assume so, because the broccoli is, and he dances after eating spinach and broccoli all day long. How does a caterpillar dance? I've never seen a caterpillar dance. I wonder what will come out of it. Like a beautiful butterfly. His tweet, thousands of people liked his tweet. He soon returned to the store to buy more broccoli. Well, perhaps he wants a little family of caterpillars. Is there anything wrong with that? Would we keep caterpillars? Did we have caterpillars in school, maybe? In some sort of tank or something like that, and we waited till they became butterflies and let them go, I think. I don't know. He said he went back to Tesco to buy some more and saw caterpillars before he even opened it again. Ah, there we are. And they turned into butterflies. Oh, how lovely. Lovely. I don't see why that's a problem. I remember once being in Brighton, actually, which I don't like Brighton. I think it's an absolute dump. I think Brighton is an absolute dump. Okay, they've got that nice theatre, but it's a city. It's a city, and with it goes all the problems you find in a city. People crawling out there, getting drunk all the time, and it's just so busy all the time, and nowhere to park. Don't dare risk parking anywhere in Brighton for more than a second without having the appropriate money in the meter or all that. They're a blooming nightmare. There was one Christmas, apparently, people went down to Brighton Beach. It was during the week, okay? It was during the week of this particular Christmas day, a few years ago this is. They went down to Brighton Beach, just parked their cars, to go for a little bit of a walk. Christmas Day, came back and they'd all been ticketed on Christmas Day. That's what Brighton's like. Don't go. Absolute dump, Brighton. A dump. Really is. If you want somewhere to go 3 minutes down the road. There's a place called Hove. Lovely. But still the same council, so watch out with the parking. But the main part of Brighton, oh no, thank you. Anyone getting married soon? Here's a great idea for you. Daily Mirror. When many people think about their future wedding, you see, I'd do something like this. Their future wedding, they might think of a fairy tale day. Oh, excuse me. What's going on there? Let me turn that off. They might think of a fairy tale day, something straight out of a Disney princess movie, perhaps. But there's one groom-to-be out there who really doesn't want there to be any Disney magic involved in his big day. Boo-hoo to you! Now, who shall I be, Disney? I think I'd like to be an Ursula bride. You know, Ursula. You know, poor unfortunate souls in pain, in need. That one. I want to be an Ursula bride. It says the only problem is his mum is completely and utterly obsessed with all things to do with Walt Disney. Oh, when you wish upon a star, la da 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 da. When you wish upon a star, your dream comes true. That one. Oh, we love Disney. La 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 la. Inchworm. Is that Disney Inchworm or is that Hans Christian Andersen? I think that's Hans Christian Andersen, that one. It says, as such, he claims his mum is trying to hijack his wedding and has been going behind his back talking to people about a special Disney surprise. It's me. I'm going to jump out of a big cake in a little fairy outfit. At least I won't need to buy one. Plenty of those in the room next door. A special Disney surprise she's cooked up for her son and his fiancée, but the two grooms don't want any part of it. Oh, the two fellas, are they? Okay. The story was... Disney wedding. Yes, please. Oh, I'm just imagining it now. Oh, at Disney. And we come out of the castle. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Followed by Mickey Mouse and Donald. Weddings at Disney. Oh, that's got to be worth the money. Oh. Will I ever find my Prince Charming? Probably not. Boo hoo 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 hoo. In the Daily Mirror it says the Sun wrote into the advice column for some help on how to handle his tricky situation. His letter read, "My Disney-obsessed mother is trying to hijack my wedding. Naughty mummy." Dear Prudence, my entire life my mother has been captivated by Disney. Our house was decorated from floorboard to rafter with Disney merchandise, and our years organised around visits to Disney theme parks. I've tried to set boundaries when it comes to Disney, and for the most part it has worked, but my boyfriend and I recently got engaged, and even though a wedding is still a year off at least, the problems are already starting. He went on to say how his mum had always regretted not having her own Disney-themed wedding, so seemed to be using this as her opportunity to experience one in real life. Despite making it clear that the wedding won't be Disney-themed, the man did tell his mum he will let her wear whatever she wants to the big day, even a Tinkerbell costume if she decides, I think I should get myself a Tinkerbell costume. Would a Disney wedding be for you? Would you like that? I'd love it. I'd absolutely love it. I don't know if Canon Simon would be prepared to travel to one of the Disney castles and whether it would be permitted to marry me, or maybe I have to get married in a church or something like that. I don't know. But certainly you would want the buffet, the reception. You'd want the reception in the Disney castle. Yes, please. How much is that going to cost me? 10, 20,000, worth every penny, dear. Sell a house, that's what I say. What a wonderful thing. He said, what a miserable git this bloke is, isn't he, eh? Without my knowledge or permission, she asked for help in spreading the word that guests should attend the wedding dressed in elaborate Disney attire. What's wrong with this bloke? No fun, some people, are they? Oh, okay. Maureen's clock is the same. She is with us on time. That's it. Just checking, Maureen, my darling. All right, my love. She even sent the person a list of suggested characters to choose from. When I asked my father if he knew anything about the scheme, he was vague but said, your mother just wants her 2 favourite Prince Charmings to have the most magical day of their lives. Oh. Frustrated, the man says, I don't want a magical day. I don't want to be called Prince. Oh, what a miserable git. I bet he's one of those lefties. One of those, we can't have any fun. No, we're left. We're hard left people. No fun is allowed. What a boring git. I don't want a magical day. I don't want to be called a Prince Charming or to stand out from the crowd and see a bunch of dwarfs and princesses staring back at me. While I'm trying to get through my vows. Oh, that's a shame, isn't it? Oh, go on, go for it. I say go for it. A Disney wedding, how blooming wonderful. I'd love something like that. Love something like that. Andy says, I'd actually love that also, Chris. I love Disney. I do, Andy. I've got this fantastic Disney thing here. Look. I've had this for years. 1 minute. Here we are. Look at this. This is the Disney Witches. Now, where did I get this from? I got this from Euro Disney about 20 years ago. Look at that. I ordered Disney Witches, and it's a snow. It's very, very heavy, this. It's got noise as well. Hang on. Isn't that great? I love it. Love it. Let me put that back over there, darling. Just 1 moment, please. A little Disney thing over there. It's displayed over there. We love Disney. We love Disney. Mick. Oh, hang on a minute. Let me just scroll up a little bit there. His mother is in no position to dictate her son's wedding. Well, yes, you're quite right there, Parkness, but who wouldn't want a Disney wedding? Only miserable people. Only miserable people wouldn't want a Disney wedding. No fun, some people, are they? They just sit there moaning and moaning all the time. Good morning to Roy Brownlow. Morning to Roy joining us there. What else have we got here? Getting the fish and taters in tonight. Daniel's, he's just back from Romford Market. Romford Market. Gary, there's a nice stadium you can park. Oh, you're talking to each other there. Okay. Right, let's just scroll down there. Can't keep up there. That's all right now. Andy, yep. A future raffle prize. You know what? A Disney wedding? Oh, I think that would cost me a little bit too much, my dear. It costs a little bit too much. We'll do the raffle tickets soon. What's the time? 10 to 10. It goes so quickly here. Now, here's an awful story, boys. One for the boys here, and I will change one of the words to make it suitable for daytime television. Are you ready? In the Daily Mirror again, a leech has crawled inside an elderly man's and drinks pints of blood. An elderly man was left in agony. Oh, I mean, just think about this. An elderly man was left in agony after a leech entered his body through his and drank a pint of blood from his internal organs. How the hell does that happen? Are leeches... I thought they were great big fat things, leeches. Are they very small then? Doctors in Cambodia said the patient went for a dip without any clothes to call off in a pond when the invertebrate slithered up his... That night, however, he was left in severe pain after he tried to use the toilet in his home near the name of a town, Phnom Penh, I think it says. Medics at the hospital used a tiny camera and found the blood-sucking creature had made its way up his thing into his bladder. Scans showed the parasite had already wounded parts of the man's internal organs with its sharp teeth. Oh my God! Medics then used another tool called a bipolar rectroscope to kill the leech before extracting it. The removal process was complicated by the face and the leech... By the fact that they put... Honestly, who's spelling checking this? It says face. It should say fact. The removal process was complicated that the fact that the leech had swollen in size after taking more than 500 millilitres of blood it had sucked out the man. Doctors at the hospital have now warned residents to be careful when swimming in ponds during the rainy season. Oh, they live in ponds, do they? In a statement online, it said the waters are rich with leeches and other insects during the rainy season. Consult with the specialists immediately if you are experiencing pain in your body to get it treated. Well, I say wear rubber knickers. You go wear... Go into those ponds. I never thought about something like that. You wouldn't think about something like that, would you? The man stayed overnight in the hospital where his condition was monitored and he was discharged the very next day. So there we are. Oh my God. That I can actually feel that story. If you see what I mean. Oh, dear me. Rachel, ouch. Absolutely, ouch. Dreadful. Now, can you invent things? I know some of you on here are very, very good at DIY. Chris Reardon DIY will be swinging into action later to put up my latest surveillance camera in the back garden. NASA are looking for inventors. Perhaps you can help them out. NASA is inviting innovative designers to come up with an idea for a moon toilet. I've often wondered how astronauts go to the toilet in space because it's weightless. And you could be sitting there and you'd go and then it would float back up into your face. Not a nice experience. Well, NASA are inviting designers to come up with an idea for a lunar loo. This is in the Daily Mail this morning. A toilet that will work in the microgravity of space and the surface of the moon. Using the crowdsourcing platform Hero X, NASA hopes to find a solution that will let astronauts get some relief when they return to the Earth's natural satellite in 2024. They're going back to the moon. Going back to the moon. Can you do this? Come on, lads. Ladies. Get together, invent a toilet. Perhaps you could invent a portable toilet as well for my sister. You can buy those. I might get her one for Christmas so she doesn't have to use my toilet in the caravan. I don't like people using my toilets. If you're gonna ever get invited to my caravan, you must bring with you your own portable toilet. I can't bear anyone using my toilet, dear. I'm sorry, I can't. It's just how it is. And if someone does, as soon as they've gone, that toilet gets flushed 20 times. Bleach down there, disinfectant sprays, and I can still smell the fact that someone else has just used it. I might just get a new toilet every time someone else uses mine. I asked Gary, my nephew, to install an outside toilet at my caravan for visitors to use. Not that there are many of them. Anyway, NASA are calling on the global community of innovators to provide concepts for a fully capable low-mass toilet that will work in both space and on the moon. It said space toilets are already in use on the International Space Station, but they only work in microgravity, not under the slightly higher gravitational pull of the moon. So they must have a bit of gravity there, I suppose. The three most compelling designs will win £28,000. They'd buy a new caravan for that. £28,000 they will win in prizes, and the chance to talk through the concepts with NASA engineers, with the possibility of one of the designs making it to the moon as part of the 2024 Artemis missions. Now, what's that moon thing? The clangers. Boo 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 boo. Boo 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 boo. Do you remember the clangers? Boo 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 boo. They used to talk like that, didn't they? The clangers. Boo 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 boo. I wasn't a fan. Boo 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 boo. The clangers. BBC One's children's programme, so much better than Teletubbies. Why hasn't one of those left-wing groups jumped on the Teletubbies? Oh, it's really offensive to fat people. Why hasn't one of the left? You never see that. Never see marches going on about that, do you? Really? I think we should form a little left-wing group. Teletubbies are offensive. See how well that one goes down. We should marches through the streets of London, sicking ourselves to lamppost. Giant inflatable Teletubby flying, offensive to fat people. Teletubbies. BBC, take it off immediately. I can't believe how they get away with that one. They make up the rules as they go along, don't they? Thank you, Lawrence. Let's have a peel. Let's have 3 peels. I'm going down to 2 peels soon. 2 peels soon. 3 at the moment. Ah, Rachel is correcting me there. The clangers whistle. I'm not sure about that, actually. Let me just check that out. The clangers noise. Let's see what we can find, Rach. The clangers. That's a little bit. I'm sure we'll get away with a little bit of the clangers. Hang on a minute. Surely we'll get away with a little bit.
And now they seem to be having a bit of an argument.
What noise? The clangers! You're right, Rachel. Park Nest, the 70s and 80s were the golden age of British telly. Absolutely they were. You are so right. You are so right. So right. Chris Woodhouse won't be going any swimming in any ponds, will you, my dear? Very, very dangerous places to go. Lovely. I'm so pleased and proud. It makes you proud to be British. Have you seen the new Boris plane? Ooh, yes. Daily Mail today. Boris Johnson's. They've called it the RAF Voyager. You may remember. We've been told that they spent almost £1 million painting this plane. I've been told by other people that it wouldn't cost that much to paint a plane. But let's take a picture of it. I thought I'd already done a picture for you. Clearly not. Let's take a picture of the new Boris... Oh, hang on a minute. Did I bring it up on here? No, what's that there? No, I didn't. Sure, I had a picture of the plane done for you. Oh, that'll do. That one I do there. 1 minute. Here we are. Look at this. The new Boris plane has been completed. Yes. Oh, yes. Look at that. That is representing the country. You can't quite see it there, but the writing there is in gold letters. It says United Kingdom. Great big Union flag on the back there. How fantastic does that look? So, of course, I've put that up as my Facebook poster. What is that thing? You know, the long picture at the top. I put that up last night and most people said it was nice. And then you get the couple on there, don't you? Negative. Oh. Wouldn't it be better if he give the £1 million to all the British Airways workers that are now out of work? You get so much negative. What annoys me is that people put negative stuff on your wall when they don't agree with something, right? But the rest of the time they say nothing. It's only negative comments. Only negative comments they put up. So I don't even respond. I take them off. I delete them now. I never used to. And then someone sent me something else about, I don't know, something that a politician had said or whatever. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't do politics on my Facebook page. You know, they want to turn everything into a row, don't they? You know, some people are just out there constantly looking for a row. I've learnt to ignore them. I ignore them. Certainly on the Facebook, you go on my wall, you won't see any sort of politics or any rows going on there. Why is that? Why do people just want to row all the time? They're just like looking for a confrontation. All the time they're looking for confrontation. Anyway, I think it looks absolutely fantastic. £1 million, if it was £1 million, money well spent. Ow, what about the poor people who got nothing to eat? Well, what's that got to do with the plane? Fantastic, that plane. Boris Johnson's RAF Voyager plane took off for the first time today after receiving a £900,000 red, white and blue paint job. You know, if you want to give some money to the poor, then please do that. You know, please do that. I bet these people that moan on there, oh, why don't they give that money to them? Well, why don't you then? Why don't you? Why don't you? The jet's tail fin had previously been spotted inside a hangar at an airfield in Cambridgeshire, where it underwent a new Brexit paint. Oh, it's not a Brexit paint job. That's crap, that is. It's just a paint job to help the Prime Minister fly the flag in the UK, for the UK when he travels to international summits. It's wonderful, that plane. Oh, how could I get a ride on that? An interview with our Boris. The plane used to be a boring grey colour. I think you saw it, didn't you? The grey colour. It's been resprayed in white with a Union flag on the tail fin and United Kingdom written in gold on the fuselage. It's beautiful. Ministers hope the new design, which will be more visible than the usual military grey, will help boost brand Britain abroad. Although critics have mocked it as an expensive... Oh, well, the critics are always... They're always moaning. Go on, just go away. Just go. We're not interested. Oh, there's a better picture. Hang on. Better picture. Hang on a minute. One minute. Let me show you this one. You know, if you want to send money to this organisation, that organiser, then feel free to do so. But stop criticising everyone else all the bleeding time. There you are. Now you can see the gold lettering. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Come on. Oh, it's still a little bit... you can't really... Oh, maybe if I zoom in a bit. There you go. That's gold. Look at that. Right, let's just take you around the whole plane. Oh. I see, that's sexy. That's really sexy to me. Don't you find that sexy? There you go. Look. That gets a few more quid in, dear. People will see that and want to send us money immediately. I'm sure that is the case. For the next... For the next lockdown, when he has to borrow more money, he'll be saying, "Oh, could we borrow some?" Yes, of course you can. What do you want? 50 billion? Have 100. As soon as they see that plane, they will want to give us the money for nothing, I think. Absolutely. Gavin likes it. I love it, Gavin. That plane is just fantastic, isn't it? Fran says it looks good. I bet it will be moaned about. Well, it already moaned on my Facebook page. See, that's what you get when you put something up that something doesn't like. People that never, ever put anything, they never send you a message, never, but they see something they don't like, they're straight on it. Straight on it. I take them off now, I delete the message. Can't be bothered with them. You know, if you want to join in with everything, I'll allow you a little bit of a chat on my wall. It's like your walls. I'm sure one or two of you have put stuff on your Facebook walls before, only to be greeted with people that don't agree. Well, that's your wall. Put what you want on there. How dare you put that on my wall, you know? Andy used to go plane spotting. I'd love to have seen that. Oh, me too. Beautiful. Peter Wright. Oh, morning, Peter. Peter Wright likes it as well. Peter Wright's loving that plane. Mick Davenport has a very good, but there's nothing united about Britain at the moment. Oh, well, you've only got to see those rows going on. But actually, you know, sometimes I see some of these marches and people on the beach, certainly the people at the Bournemouth beach and other places, how many, if you had like 100% of people, I wonder what percentage of people were on that, or were on beaches doing that? Is it like when you look at it, it looks like, oh my God, so many people. But actually, as 100% of people in this country, what percentage were on, not just Bournemouth Beach, on other beaches of all the people in the country? How many people were actually on there or other beaches doing that? Similar with marches and things in London. When they say, I don't know numbers, when they say 50,000 people were on a march, what percentage of that is across the whole country? It's probably a very, very small percentage, isn't it, I suppose? Like the environmental people and all that. When they go to London and disrupt all the traffic and all that, what percentage of people is that actually? Andy, Peter's got computer problems, have you? Oh dear. Have you recently done a Windows update by any chance? Because there's a problem with one of those. You might try a rollback. Jason would have painted it for a fraction of the price. Jason, complete waste of our money. Oh dear, he's miserable, isn't he? Oh, don't like it. It's cost too much money. It's beautiful. How can you not see the beauty in that plane? I would happily have my taxes increased by 3 pence to help pay for that plane to be like that. In fact, I'm surprised. I thought the whole plane was going to be Union flag, not just a little bit at the end. I thought they were going to do the whole thing, but actually what they've done there is tasteful. Maybe it would have been a little bit too much having the whole plane as a Union Jack. I don't know. John Parrish went swimming in the Zambezi. Where is that then? He caught bilharzia. I don't know what that is, which is spread by a fish-like thing that swims up the same tube you mentioned and makes a short course of injections. Soon sorted it. Are the injections down there or are they in your arm? Oh, painful. Daniel, the Teletubbies weren't the first people to have a television in the guts. I had one put in back in 1986. Very good, Daniel. Ian Lee has moved to Titch. What's Titch? I don't know what that is. I've never heard of Titch. To carry on his talk phone-ins. I don't know what Titch is. I've no idea what Titch is, I'm afraid. There we are. Okay. Jason, why don't you get your car done in a United Kingdom wrap? You'd get noticed then. Now there's an idea. Or just the back of it. You know the window. Could you get like would that be illegal? To have like a see-through kind of Union Jack on the back window there? Would that be a good thing? Good morning to Cycle Ranger. Hello to you. Welcome. You've got to be positive, Cycle Ranger. Thank you very much. I think the plane looks fab, and it can also be used as a rose. Yeah, you put stuff on there. You do put stuff on your Facebook. And the only people that say anything are those with negative comments, where they come straight off, mate. I'm not interested. Yes, and there was one particular one about, obviously it's a BA plane. Oh, perhaps he should have given the money to the BA staff who have lost their jobs. Well, that's not £1 million isn't going to go very far, I'm afraid. It's very, very unfortunate. Very unfortunate, but that will help the country. You have to speculate to accumulate. Ever heard that one? My God, when I first started DJing, the money I laid out on stuff, just equipment, but gradually it comes back again. And that, I'm telling you, will get orders. Already, I've heard that the people of New Zealand have ordered already 3 boxes of Mars bars, dear. Zambezi is in the Zambia, is it? Oh, Victoria Falls. That sounds nice. Oh, he's on Twitch. Oh, I think Twitch. Yeah, that's a video thing as well, isn't it? Okay. A global disaster. Here's a disaster story for you. In the Daily Star, the past couple of years have seen some of the most dramatic news events anyone can remember. I'm sure you can. I think it all started with Brexit. It's gone on since there, isn't it? with man-made disasters and natural catastrophes taking turns to dominate the headlines. According to a team of economists from Deutsche Bank, the rollercoaster ride is far from over. The team said there's at least a 1 in 3 chance that at least one of 4 major disasters will follow the coronavirus pandemic. So here we go. What's your money on? Here it comes, right? Sometime in the next 10 years, say the Deutsche Bank, we can expect either a major influenza pandemic. Okay, here's your choices. Take your choice. A major influenza pandemic with a death toll exceeding 2 million. A globally catastrophic volcanic eruption. Number 2. Number 3, a major solar flare. Number 3. Or a global war. We're taking bets today, boys and girls. This could be a new feature on the show, where each day we look at those 4 things and we see how they're doing. Oh, it just gets worse and worse, doesn't it? It says, high net worth customers at the German banking giant are already taking precautions against the threats facing us in the coming decades. The international banking giant, in its report, calculates the risks based on a number of historical factors, so one out of the blue events like an asteroid impacts haven't been considered. Instead, the team focused on established threats. So far, coronavirus has caused 470,000 deaths. But the 20th century saw 3 flu pandemics with more than 1 million global deaths. Much more. Despite advances in medical know-how, there's still a very real chance that we could fall prey to another mega pandemic. The very real threat of a major conflict between China and the US, sparked by a flashpoint in the South China Sea, is rivaled by a war between the 2 Koreas or a nuclear exchange between India and Pakistan. While nuclear wars have been prevented more once by examples of individual quick thinking, sooner or later our luck could run out. But even if we can manage to destroy ourselves, even if we, again, no one's spell checking this. It should say, even if we can't, but I'll read it as it is. Even if we can manage to destroy ourselves, the natural world could do serious harm. The eruption of, I can't say this, Fijaluajukul in 2010, it's a volcano, gave a small taste of the economic damage a volcanic event can cause. Is this the one in Iceland? I think it was. About 20 countries had to close their airspace to commercial jet traffic, and it affected approximately 10 million travellers. The ash cloud, yeah, this is the one, disrupted farming across the region too, and at its widest extent covered much of the UK and large parts of Scandinavia. In 1991, the eruption of Mount Pinatubo created abnormal weather conditions worldwide, lowering global temperatures over the next few years. Yellowstone is perhaps the most famous of the world's supervolcanoes. Just over 2 million years ago, it erupted. A couple of times since as well. Let's have a look there. Where is it now? The massive magma chamber could remain dormant for another 1,000 years, or it could erupt while you're reading this. Go out with an umbrella, my dears. Very dangerous. Even if it did erupt, there's certainly no certainty that it would be a super eruption. So fingers crossed it won't be too bad. What's more common are small eruptions. That's the point of the gas often gets ignored in the press. So it goes on. Other global threats, solar flares, possibly the least known. In September 1859, a phenomenon known as the carroting event caused massive damage to the fledgling telegraph network in Europe and North America. Some operators received electric shocks, and others reported they could still use their equipment even without the batteries attached. The northern lights were bright enough that people across the northeastern US could read newspapers by their light. Wow. Australian gold miner C.F. Herbert wrote that some people believed they were witnessing the end of the world. It was a sight never to be forgotten and was considered at the time to be the greatest aurora recorded. The rationalist and panthenist. What is it? Saw nature in a most exquisite robes, recognising the divine law, cause and effect. Wow. Imagine seeing something like that. So there you go. What's your money on, everyone? What's your money on there, eh? Morning to Peter Paliwoda. All for Defo. The end of the world is near, says Peter. Morning to you, Peter. Daniel had Twitch once. That's why I kept spilling cola down my throat. Shocking. Good morning to Matuli O'Brien. Is it morning to Matuli? I'm glad you enjoyed your little session there, Matuli. I'm so glad you enjoyed what happened there. A clean channel, incidentally. Keep it clean, everyone. Always look on the bright side of life, says Peter as well. I think you're right there. How's your back doing, Peter? Is it all right now? I know you had a nasty problem with your back for a while, didn't you, my love? Hope you're much better now. All right, let's do today's raffle tickets, boys and girls. If you want to join in the raffle, which is on Monday, let me just get the right tickets out. Then you can ask for a ticket. Please ask now. Okay? And I'll give you a free raffle ticket for Monday's raffle. And on Monday morning, someone will win one of those. There you go. You'll win one of those on Monday in the raffle. I've got some DIY to do today. And I should probably go for a walk as well at some point. What is it? Friday as well. We go an outing on Friday. Lidl on Fridays. Very exciting. How sad is that? That's the highlight of my week now. Going to Lidl on the Friday night. All right, Adam. 306, young Adam. Thank you, Adam. Andy, 307. Jason Hughes, 308. Michael Lawrence, 309. Fran Green, 310. Mick Davenport, 311. Diane Jebb, 312. Joe Woodruff, 313. Denise Andrews, 314. Thank you, Denise. Ross Herndon, morning, Ross, 315. Daniel Holmes, 316. Has your mug arrived yet, Daniel? Hope it comes today. Peter Paliwoda, 317. Paul and Lou, 318. Oh, is that it? Oh, I managed to keep up to date, didn't I? Anyone else want a raffle ticket? Maureen, 319. Maureen, 319. Peter Colin K, 320. Peter Wright, 321. Anyone else want a raffle ticket? Please speak now, my darlings. Who wants a raffle ticket? We want a raffle ticket. We want to win today. We want a raffle ticket. We want to read today. Sorry? Anyone else? No one else? Is that it? Let's do today's birthdays. I was going to do a little story about gas boilers, but it might be a bit boring. It was just to say that gas boilers, they reckon, are no longer to be fitted in homes after 2025. They want you all to have these air source pumps and things like that. Now, I do have an air conditioning heating system in my caravan, which is an air source pump, which is all right, right? But in the winter, sometimes this thing is creating its heat and it's coming in and that's okay. But sometimes the unit freezes up when it's really cold and it literally has to stop and defrost, which takes 15 minutes and then it comes on again. But in that time, it very quickly cools down in that caravan. And given the choice, if I had a load of money to spend, I'd probably have central heating put in the caravan as well. like as in water radiators, because the air source heat pumps are just, they're not as good as central heating. They're good, but not as good as central heating. Do you know what I mean? It says, if the UK is to reduce its CO2 output to net zero, a total end to the installation of new fossil-fueled boilers in any home should be brought in by 2035, it says here. 2030, well, it says gas boilers should no longer be fitted in new homes by 2025. Then it says new fossil fuel boilers in any all sorts of fossil fuels. Okay, it said a failure to cut greenhouse gases will lead to catastrophic climate change. So that's the other thing, we've got climate change. So there we are. I think that's on the way next. They're going to stop putting boilers in, but you know, after a while, you know, it won't be too much long. Excuse me a moment, darling. Let me see. Let's have a look there. We did Tony King. Rachel. Thank you, Rachel. 322 for Rachel. There's our Rachel Wheatland. Anyone else did we do? Good morning to Village Idiot. My take me home pay doesn't take me home. I hope things will improve for you soon, sir. All right. John Parrish. 323. Thank you, John. AMS Clark 324. Did I miss out a whole load of them? That sometimes happens. See, the messages jump up. That's why. Solar panels. Yes, I've got solar panels. There we are. Is that everyone? Is that everyone? Anyone else been missed out? Please speak now, my darlings. Okay, so we can correct that. Joe says you're right. It was boring. Fair enough. All right, gang, let's do today's birthdays. Happy birthday on this Friday, the 26th of June, 2020. First of all, to Callum Steele. Callum is Vectis's son, Shania's brother. Happy birthday to Callum, all right? Happy birthday today to Paul Brown, who's 36 years old today. Happy birthday, Paul. Euan Carmichael, good morning. Happy birthday, 21 today. Khalid Hijra is 30 today. Happy birthday. Carole Lynch today, a very young 63 years old. Paul Teasdale Murray, good morning to you. Happy birthday. Ben L.B. Jameson is 42 today. Jordan Williams, morning Jordan. Happy birthday, 29 today. Joy Smith, 45 today. And Joshua Halliwell Smith is 44 years old today. Happy birthday to each and every one of you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Twice, coronavirus. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy people on their birthdays. Happy birthday, gang. 2 more tickets to give out there. Chris Woodhouse, ticket number 325 for you, Chris. All right. Just a reminder, gang, make sure that you've got your ticket numbers, okay? You need those ticket numbers on Monday to be able to claim the prize, okay? And Sherry, DMP, with her own channel there, 326. Morning, Sherry. Happy, there's your ticket number. Wish you a happy birthday there. Ticket number 326 for Sherry there. What does Village Idiot say there? Who remembers Tiny Tim? Tiptoe through the tulips, la da da da, da 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 da. Da, 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 da. That could be the one. That could be the one. All right, gang, that's it for the show today. Thank you very much for joining us. I'll see you again on Saturday morning, tomorrow morning, round about the same time. Enjoy your day. Nice day. Time for Chris Reardon DIY.